best buddy in the world.
Okay. Mom, you ready? All right. Well, first off, I want to thank everyone for coming. You guys are all here for a reason. Last Saturday, the sale was awesome. I was in a bad mood. I was mad, and by the time it was over, I felt so good. Things probably brought way more money than what they should have, some of them, and it's just a testament to how much my dad meant to everyone, and it wasn't just things to all of you. It meant something to all of you too. So I appreciate the turnout, and I appreciate everything everyone's done for my dad throughout the years, and especially what you guys have all done since he's passed, and it means the world to me and Nick and Mom, and I can't tell you guys how much you all mean to us. So, can you go ahead and start? I want to begin by saying, anyone that knows me who is here knows I can be a little windy, and my dad was the first one to remind me of that every single day. And if you didn't know me, I'm not sure why you're here, so you can go ahead and leave now. I didn't get this way by accident. Everyone knows where it came from. I can't tell you how many hours he smoked cigarettes. I listened to DW on the landline phone at the kitchen table in his tidy whities, legs always crossed. He worked from sunup till sundown, but the moment supper was finished, he would be on that thing making deals until it was time for bed. There probably wasn't one person more nervous than him about going over his minutes when cell phones first came out and got a whole 45 of them. You bet your ass he used every second. But you know, he kept track of that because he didn't want to pay any more than he had to for that type of thing. He was one of the very few people left with a Kyocera flip phone, or a satellite phone as Bo calls it. I got him an iPhone for a whole week to actually save me time on looking up crap on the internet. I'm sure he was cussing me out all 7 days. About a week after we got the news, I had a breakdown, was sad, finally cried, and did a little venting to my dad's good friend Emer. We had a couple messages back and forth, and Emer shared a story with me about the first time he came to Villisca and met EW. I'm sure you can imagine what that was, but I'll let him tell you the story. He's back there in the vest, if anybody wants to know. Josh encouraged me to have the talk with my dad, but I didn't want to because I thought by doing so, I would make him feel as though I was accepting this news and there wasn't any hope. I went the next day to Villisca alone without my kids so I could have some quality time with them. I started telling him the story that Amer had told me and shared with Dad how much Amer said Dad meant to him. I told him that I appreciated friends of his like Amer because he accepts me for who I am and knows our relationship better than most. And my dad's response was, "Doll, everyone knows." This led into the talk that I said I wasn't going to have, but boy, am I glad I did. It was natural, organic, raw, and heartfelt. I'll spare you a lot of the details, but the gist of it was this. 99% of who I am is because of you, and I can't do life without you. You understand me better than anyone, and I hope you feel the same about me. I've been told I put you on a pedestal, and damn right I do. Always have, always will. Right or wrong if I think that way, but you're my lifeline. My first love, my hero, and my best friend. And now my daddy's my angel. I then proceeded to bust out my Bluetooth speaker and said, "You're going to listen to this whole song, not say anything. I know you've heard it before, but I never told you it made me think of you. So just listen, don't say a word. I'm going to play the song for you now." I have no data on my phone, so I would have to speak on my phone. Maybe I'll play it. I'll play it later. I'm getting too impatient. It's Cowgirls Don't Cry. Oh, that's fine. No, we'll play it on top of this. But anyway, we'll play it later. It's Cowgirls Don't Cry by Brooks and Dunn. These things never go as planned, so it's not what I was thinking. So when the song came to an end, I said I always thought the other disease would take you, and not this. I thought I had more time. He replied in a roundabout way. If he would have been taken by his other disease, it would have been long, painful, and his quality of life wouldn't have been what it is right now. I'm not sure if he knew how much that comforted me in a moment I didn't think I could find any. I was given advice to write my dad a letter and be sure to read that letter to him. I then told my dad I was going to do just that and read it to everyone on this day. I started the letter and read what I had at the time, and as it neared the end of what I thought of what I had so far, he made this gesture. Shorten it up. When I was finally done reading, I was expecting some sweet words or an I love you, but instead his response was, don't be getting too windy. So needless to say, the letter was never finished. I actually contemplated reading the letter, and one day decided I'm reading that thing. Number one, because I never told him I wasn't, and number two, y'all know that if DW's mouth would work as fast as his thoughts were, he would have still been the windy one, and I wouldn't have got a word in edgewise. Someone had to take his place. So here I am. It's playing now. Too late. So I'll read this lengthy letter to you now. Daddy, it's hard for me to put into words what I'm feeling at this moment. It's foreign to me. In one hand, I want to make sure and tell you everything I possibly can to make sure you know just what you mean to me. And on the other hand, I don't want to have to tell you goodbye. I owe so much of who I am to you, damn near all of it. My looks came straight from your beautiful wife. I always wanted to be just like you. And if I do say so myself, I did a pretty damn good job. We share a love of family, which is always number one. Fun. We have a way to make everyone laugh because we don't mince a lot of words. My gift of gab comes from you, especially the way I can sell ice to an Eskimo. You made me fall in love with old country music at a young age, and for half my childhood, you did have me convinced you were a country western singer. So obviously, that's what I wanted to be, until I realized I couldn't carry a tune, so that was out. Your passion for horses and cattle always inspired me. I was proud because my dad could train horses and very proud of the fact that I was never bucked off anything you had touched. Watching you shoe horses was so interesting and badass at the same time. So much that I looked at 5 different farrier schools with Laura, and I think we had eventually decided on one in Oklahoma. Still can't shoe a horse. And cattle. Where do I even begin with cattle? I've tried to be a sponge throughout the years and learn everything there is to know about them and how to care for them. I think I'm the only person who ever did their small business plan in college on background in cattle. Whatever you did, whatever you had, I wanted to be a part of it. You taught me to fish, shoot a gun, chase coyotes, mow the yard in perfectly straight lines and never in the same direction, back to back. And let's talk about how to make a deal. You can talk anyone down on price. I'm pretty certain you're the only one to do someone down at Walmart on a shop vac. Rarely do people believe me when I tell them that story. And I know I've told you several times, but the summer I worked for you was the best summer of my life. We spent all day, every day together. I don't recall one argument. You would tell me to do something, and that's what I did. I did cry once, didn't let you see me. When I thought I was having a heat stroke, after you had me dig up every thistle on the farm, and then proceed to pick every flower off of each one and put it into a garbage bag so they wouldn't spread in 100-degree heat. I'm the farm thinking Susan with that now. They can thank me later, wherever it is. All I wanted when I got back on the truck was a drink of my squirt, or anything for that matter. And you drank every last ounce. I was so mad I cried, but I didn't say a word. I think Mom remembers that story. So I definitely told her about it. You always had someone coming over to do this or that, and I was always the assistant. It went a little something like this. Sarah, this is so-and-so, I used to work with him. You're gonna help him today. You probably never knew, but I was terrified. I didn't know half these people from Adam and would typically be doing something brand new and didn't know what the hell I was doing. Did not want to disappoint you. I wanted you to be proud of me and what I can do. Spending all that time with you, I still cherish to this day and will forever. One thing I'll always thank you for is the fact you helped us be the best we could ever be. Whether it was in sports or 4-H, you were always there. I remember being a freshman in high school, coming home inflated because I was on the D team, the worst team. Shortly after that is when we started going to the gym, just the two of us, to help practice. That meant the world to me, and it was probably the last time I ever saw you run. Between you helping me and Nick staying after practice to shoot, I was a starting point guard for varsity midway through the season. How cool is that? 4-H, we had a love-hate relationship. You always had an eye for picking out a good-looking animal. I can't tell you how many trophies Nick and I have from the Page County Fair between horses, pigs, and sheep. It was pretty obvious everyone was a little bitter towards the Grays because we won everything. In fact, I only made one friend from Fair, thanks to Jason for not giving a shit. But I will say I was a little pissed when I found out that not only did everyone not clean their pig pen every day, but I was the only one. But you always wanted everything kept nice. You tried to give Nick and I the best and everything we ever wanted. You didn't miss a sporting event or any event that was important to us. I've always been able to talk to you with ease, and I can't thank you enough for always looking out for your little girl. How do you put into a letter, one afternoon, or one day really, a man who had an impact on so many people? Good or bad, mostly good. The bad ones don't matter and really didn't bother him too much anyway. That's why we did what we did to celebrate his life. We didn't want just anyone here. We wanted people that mattered. Thanks to Nick for not backing down with the idea of having this party instead of a traditional service. It is what Dad wanted, and it's perfect. He truly was one in a million, and there will never be another GW Gray Villisca, Iowa. He had more friends than you can count all across the country. Only he could accomplish that on a flip phone. But above everything else, he was a family man. Our small, close-knit crew began with his bride, my mom, Pamela A. Gray, Villisca, Iowa. Still not sure how Dad landed her, but they were meant to be. They complemented each other in more ways than I think each of them even knew. They just had a really funny way of showing it. His greatest life's work were Nick and I. He was so damn proud of us. We will make sure to keep his spirit going, just as he would want. The only other time I saw my dad more proud was the day and every day after that he became a papa. His grandkids were the light of his life. He would have done anything for them and tried to give them everything, including a pony, puppy, kitten, rabbit, turtle, chickens, to name a few. He left this world still having his ornery demeanor and a few sprinkles of stubborn, still trying to do everything himself. But more importantly, he had his pride and dignity, being the man he always was, who never wanted help from anyone, even if he needed it. He was in his chair at home surrounded by Mom, Nick, and me, just as he wanted. So, it was probably a week and a half ago, I told a friend of mine that one of my only regrets is that I sold a Billy Cook saddle when I was in college for money. And if anybody knows who we sold that to, please let me know, because I'm going to hunt him down. But after that, a couple days later, she sent me a song, and it's called Don't Ever Sell Your Saddle by Randy Travis. And I was like, nope, not listening to it, not doing it, being gray, being stubborn. So I'm like, just gonna remind me that I sold my saddle, I'm gonna be even more mad, like whatever. So I got busted out my music for the day. I was like, all right, I'll download this thing. And I can't tell you, I was blown away. And this song, like, it is my dad to a T. And it was so perfect. I don't know if any of you all have heard it, but you're gonna hear it now. And that's what I'm gonna close with. And then after it's over, if anybody wants to come up and say anything, feel free to do so. I hope it wasn't too windy. I hope well, whatever. Hey, someone's got to do this. But anyway, so here is Don't Ever Sell Your Saddle by Randy Travis.
say trouble always starts, that's fine. Broken hearts will always end. Tough times don't last, tough people do. Nothing else is sure. Don't ever sell your side. Never owe another man. Watch where you step. Don't need words, don't understand my Lord. And never do you cry. Don't ever sell your sad, 'cause life's a long, long ride. Daddy never ever anything, always took his share of the blame. Had a heart big enough to fill a valley, but hard enough to stop a train. He said only fight when you have to, 'cause there's always a faster gun. You know you go from Calvary when you see which way they run. Don't ever sell your side, never owe another man. Watch where you step on any day. Don't use words you don't understand. I'm the Lord before you need Him. And never do them wrong. Don't ever sell your side, 'cause life's a long, long ride. Daddy left me his old saddle the day that he passed on. And these words are etched into my mind, just like they were in his own. Don't ever sell your saddle, never owe another man. Watch where you step on any day. Don't use words you don't understand. Find the Lord before you meet Him. And never do you cry. Don't ever sell your saddle, 'cause life's a long, long ride. Don't ever sell your saddle, 'cause life's a long, long ride.
All right, no more sad stuff. So you guys can eat, do whatever. What else you want, Nick?
Eat.
Anything? Eat, he's hungry. But if anyone wants to say anything, you can. Whenever.
Alright.
All right. Thank you all for coming. Great. Tell stories, gamer. You can have the mic after this if you want. Extra large condoms, whatever. You got it. All right.